Boris Johnson, who weren't on the far right of the party. Sorry, I can be so unorganised sometimes. Go live before I'm set up. Evening all. How are we this evening? Are we all good? It's not too cold at the moment. I'm alright. Who's on? Outdoor Swagger, good evening, sir. Bobby Ballbagger, Tyler Woodward, Martine, Andy, where's Wendy? Vancouver, hey, Donna, welcome. Tyler, Mark, there's quite a few regulars there. Welcome, guys. Well, let's give me a whip. I'm just going to, I'll put you back over here, shine you down, and I'm just going to get set up. Then I'm going to get a brew on because I'm gagging, and I might cook some tea and answer some questions. Yeah, I know there's a lot of questions at the moment that I keep getting repeated, so stick with. I've not gone live for a while actually, so this is the first for quite a bit. Fucking hell. Am I reading that right? No way. 136. That would have perturbed me in another life. I'll show you where I am actually. I'll show you outside this little shelter I've got going on here. It's going to be very dark, but you might get an idea. Yeah, no, it's too dark to see anything in it. Okay. Just give me confirmation you can hear me, because I have issues with audio, but this is a phone, this one, so it shouldn't be too bad, I think. But I am in a golf course. Not far south of Grantham for the evening. Oh shit. What's happened to my tripod? So this is, I rocked up maybe a couple of hours ago. I was coming up the highway, it was a dual carriageway. And some plonker from the council or the planning department, he must have got fired halfway through this, through the planning, you know, he must have, when he was organising it, because the path at the side, the proper footpath coming up the side, stops right in the middle of this dual carriageway. So you've got no choice but to get on a grass verge to continue going along. And there's no hard shoulder as such to speak of. That's going to be on day 7. Day 4 was yesterday, and this is this footage is about the dual carriageway. That's going to be day 7. So then I was coming along and I saw this like a venue centre that looks boarded up and abandoned. So I put my head over, and sure enough, some of the windows were smashed out the back. So I hid my bike, jumped the fence, had a nosy inside the building. But I tell you what, it was colder. It was like walking into a chiller. Walking into that building was just very. It was probably a good 10 degrees colder inside than it was outside here. So I had a bit of a mooch around to see what. There's a lot of crap in there. You know, just like failed business type crap, paperwork, stationery. There was a big tin of cocoa in the kitchen, but it was open. If I had a bit more time and I wasn't so paranoid about my bike being outside, I probably might have had a good rummage around to see what I could find. But as it was getting dusk, and I thought I've got to find some place to kip up. So I left it and mooched through the golf course here and found this here shelter. So I thought, fucking cracker, this is me for the evening. I put my tarp up. I don't know if you can see that. My tarp's up on the entrance there, covering that window, that doorway, and half of that window there, just to keep the breeze down. And more specifically as well, because I've got lights on in here, obviously, so you guys can see me. About 150 yards that way is the clubhouse. There's 2 buildings to the clubhouse. One of them shut up tight and the lights went off about half an hour ago. Not long after 4 o'clock, and the other one still has lights on, and I've had a close look through my scope, and there's still 2 people mooching around on the inside. So hence why I've put the tarp up, just so cuts this light down. Hopefully they won't see. Right, I'm going to get a brew on, and then I'm going to get some food in me as well. Need to lose this now. I've warmed up a bit. Tell you what, it's good when you take that breeze away. Take the breeze away and it really warms you up a hell of a lot. But I've been thinking today a lot, actually. Like this cycling, right, during the day, it really is it's a cold beater, eh? It really is a cold beater. Keeps that weather at bay because you're staying active, providing you fuel yourself really well. Which I don't think I've done too bad today. I was in Wetherspoons this morning. That was all right. I've never waited for a Wetherspoons to open before, and there was me and I was going to say 5 old codgers, but I probably would have been thrown in with that lot. There was me and 5 other gentlemen all waiting to get in through the door. First thing, beeline for the coffee machine, and ordered a bowl of porridge with bananas and honey, and then I got 6 hash browns and 3 fried eggs. The whole lot came to less than a tenner. Calories saw me sweet. And then it was a bakery food roll on the way up, and I've just picked up the other day when I was in, where was I when I got this? Where was I? What's before Grantham? I'm having a brain fade moment here. What? Newark on Trent. They had an outdoor market on Saturday morning. Look at the size of that pork pie. That is like, you know, that's a good sized pork pie, that. So it was 2 for a £5. I thought I'll get some of that. First one went down a treat. I've got to find the water spigot too later. I'm nearly out of water, but golf courses, I'm sure there's taps outside. Can't have no water for me a cup of tea in the morning. Ooh, just enough there for 2 cups actually. So how is everyone? Not that you can answer me back, can you? That'd be quite. Imagine if they did a live audio feedback. It'd be like a nightmare. Right. Whilst that's brewing away, let's have a look what I've missed. What else can I tell you that I've done today? I've not cycled that far today, actually. I've only done, probably only done about 6 or 7 miles today. But the previous 2 days, no, I tell a lie, not the previous 2 days, because Saturday night and Sunday night I was in the same place. I managed to get locked into a, my favourite thing, I managed to get locked into an industrial site which had like quite a number of businesses going on, which is sometimes it's quite lucky when that happens. But I had proper shelter there too. I was, again, only had one side open. Yeah, that's where I did that short you might have seen. And they had a running tap there, and I had plenty of milk. That's the other thing I'm out of as well, nearly. Milk. Bloody hell. Not organised today. Good thing about this time of year, your milk lasts you a long while. So yeah, but prior to the weekend, after spending 2 days in that industrial place, that was in Grantham proper, back up. I think I've done a 26-mile day and a 22-mile day, and with that weight, that's not a bad innings. Not a bad innings at all, I figured. Alright, that's my tea sorted, my cup of tea. I've got a new Lipton's iced tea bottle as well. I need to empty it first. That's what else I need to do too. Just have a quick squeeze, see what's going on here. Alright, chuck your question if you deem it's important, because I'm gonna squiz back a bit and see what's going on. We're only up to 37 thumbs ups. I don't know what the deal is with that. It just pushes it further, doesn't it, I suppose. Right, let's start off with Jason Potter. I'm well, Jason. You're new. Welcome aboard. Excellent. Yeah, I'm not all. This is in response to D Suka. D Suka. And if I sign on in New Zealand, I'd be sweet, bro. That is. You mean like the benefit? I'm assuming you mean the benefit, or the whatever the equivalent is there. No, I'm not signed on here or there or anywhere. The Benjamins. They don't want anything from anyone specifically their pity. That's probably not aimed at me. Versatech. Ah, welcome. You're pretty prolific in the comment section, mate. How are you tonight? Yeah. That storm was, didn't really feel much of it up this way. Oni Permo. Signs on here though, mate. Okay, I think some of you guys are chatting amongst yourselves, which is fine. Mayo in Ireland, hello. James. He's been enjoying the vids I put out. It's a difficult, you know, it's not that difficult, man. I don't find it difficult. I really do not find it difficult at all. Yeah, I don't know why I don't find it difficult. It's like playing den making each evening, you know. Being a kid at heart each evening. No, if they aimed at me again, DD Suka, I do not sign on. The Lawrence vlogs, long time no see. Middle age can be tough time for men. No family or friends, Mrs. gives you the boot and you're on the street or living in a car. It does happen to some. Where's Wendy? Love the emoji. Jerry, that place looks better than the other one you were at. Jerry, if you're referring to the one where I was sat at the side of the rubbish compactor and I was there for 2 days, yeah, this is far better. It is. That one had leaks in it. I had to move my bed once just to get away from the leak. And one of the walls on the side wasn't all the way to the ground, so there was a gap about half a foot at the bottom, which was another reason I moved to in front of the rubbish compactor. Yeah, it was alright actually. It wasn't so bad, but obviously this is far better. And I've still got that slight smell. I'm getting a sauna vibe because it's got that nice wood smell. Peter Cummings, good afternoon, sir. You back at you. Off-grid travelling, Shavinovan. Loud and clear. That must be to my audio question. Thank you for that. Can hear you, yes. 5x5. No, it's a 4x4 actually. If you're referring to the tarp I've just put up. Working sound, good day, g'day, good sound, Adam. Kevin Tagg, hey, hey, welcome. Watching from Indiana. Woohoo. Peter Cummings, if you're, you need to finish that sentence, Peter Cummings. Benjamin's in Lancashire. Kimberly Wilson, evening, Mr. Yeah, hello, Kimberly. Good evening. Nice to see you. I do try and stay safe, thank you. K to can do it. Okay. Sean Avery. Hey, hey, Sean, how's London? Derbyshire, is that south of Grantham? You'll have to answer me that without me pulling up my map. I do have my map. There's some big hills today, I tell you. Bloody hell. Well, I'll turn my phone off. My other phone. I use this phone here, which is just a crappy old LG. Yeah. It's been dropped a few times. I've stepped on it, so the screen's all got the cracks in it. But this is it's got a really good GPS on it, so I use this for my navigation. It's offline navigation. And I also use it to do all my editing on as well, because the process is not too bad. So that's what I edit all my videos on. And navigation. Sometimes jumps online. I've got YouTube and stuff on there. But I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've got 4 10,000 milliamp power banks, and I've also got one 20,000 milliamp power bank. So I can normally go for, if I was to use up all the whole lot. I know there's a lot of you ask these questions in the comments as well, which is why I'm broaching it now. If I was to use the whole lot, I could probably go a week off grid with not visiting any recharge station. That's including these lights. I've got these turned right down, these two lights. Yeah, so I think I do all right there. I'm south of Grantham, Boz. Katie, you're in Italy. Wow, spreading far tonight. The Benjamins, I wondered who'd be the first to mention Nomad Sam and Carl Piddock. It's the Benjamins that has. I'd like to see Nomad Sam and Carl Piddock meet up with you and all three do a camp and blog. Yeah, I think Carl would be keen. He just didn't get the message soon enough for Christmas Day. But I know Nomad Sam's not ready to do a multi-meetup. He'd probably be all right one-on-one, but I think he needs to... Anyway, that's not for me to say. It's just an email that we exchange with each other before Christmas. Message retracted. What did you say, off-grid? Finland, Jaro, welcome. It is a good shelter. I'm going to skip down through a few of these now. No, it's not a garden shed. It's a golf club, a weather shelter and a golf course. It's a lot nicer. I've got my tarp up covering the door, so it's not so bad. Yeah, the Benjamins, yeah, you just need to be prepared, don't you? Mushy peas. I had mushy peas with me all-day breakfast out of a can the other day. That's on day 6 when that comes out. I got the tortilla wrap, these things. Yeah, I had these. And I had a can of all-day breakfast and a can of mushy peas chucked it in my fry pan, put it on the gas stove, heated it up nice, got my beetroot, chopped the beetroot up into cubes, got the tortilla wrap, stuck that on top of the pan so it warmed up and it got a bit pliable. Then I got half the mixture, chucked it in the middle of the tortilla wrap, had it in my leg here, got the beetroot, sprinkled that on, and did the old, what do you call it, kebab roll, like that, and had the, tell you, it wasn't half nice. Then I had another one for breakfast in the morning with the leftovers. I had to bag up the food though, because I had half the tin of mushy peas, and I had half the tin of the all-day breakfast. I had to put it in a Ziploc bag overnight, because the factory I was out the back of, I think, made either bird food or dog food. I wasn't too sure. There's a lot of seed packages, and the big 1-ton bags that they use to transport bulk. And it was quite a big complex too. Like, it was quite huge. It took up quite a few acres, I'd say. So there's always lots of nice little cubby holes and nooks to hide in and things like that. So I was just a bit concerned about mice and rats, so hence why I had to bag up the food and stuff. That's where I was going with that. Sab Nico, UK mate, UK. Cheers Gareth, I appreciate that. Hey Ricky, how are you healing up, man? Are you still in hospital there in Thailand or what? Yeah, well, one problem with that, Ricky, about filming around my camp is when I'm usually kipping up, it's normally dark like it is now. And I've shown outside, you can't see anything, you know, and I don't want to put my light outside because there's still people in the clubhouse down the way. So I don't want to give my position away. Benjamin's, why are some of the other commenters so thick? Ooh, careful, dude. I'm assuming you say in the comment section of some of the videos, obviously not the good people that are on this feed at the moment, yeah? Voice of a generation, I tell you, the only type of tea going is Yorkshire tea. It's the only type of tea. I did try Barry's the other day. Someone put me onto Barry's tea. It's not bad, but I'll stick with my Yorkshire. No, Joe Mono, not Lincoln. No, I'm heading to Cambridge. And then I've been offered some indoor accommodation over in Skegness. So I'm going to think about that. I might take that up for a week or two. I don't know. I've got to speak to the lady that's offered it. But it's on the coast. So, you know what I miss though? You know what? One thing I really miss about not having a secure spot like I will have if I take the offer up in Skegness. Exploring without carrying the weight. I'd love to. Even when I was checking out that abandoned building just down the road there, I had to lay my bike down, to take my bag off, jump the fence. But always I've got my belongings on my mind, you know. It's like, because I've got nowhere to keep them. So I think it'd be really nice to just have a place. I know my gear is going to be secure, the bike, the bags, all the belongings, possessions, and it's on the coast. And I love walking on the coast. I love just going down on the beach and just walking all the way. Low tide, beach combing, out in the weather, wind coming in, with no baggage. With no baggage, eh? And just doing it, just meandering with no baggage. It would be nice to, it really would. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but yeah, it would be really nice to not have the baggage for a week and do some proper exploring. Love that. In fact, I think I've just talked myself into hooking up with her and saying, yes, I will take it. You just have to work out how long. That'd be nice. So yes, no, I'm not going to Lincoln. Cambridge, I was going to go to that forest with the aliens down near the other side of the coast. Is it Wrensham Shore Forest or something? which had the encounter a couple of decades ago. Just so I could say I slept there, basically. But now the Skegness thing's come through, I might go through there. Batman, don't understand what you mean with that. Is that the one you built a ramp? Don't understand. Mine Crack Mania, good morning. Peter Cummings, 50, former homeless Croydon. As long as you keep feet and hands warm, you'll be okay. You are so true. I've got wet white showers at the moment. I want to skip through a lot. Hang on, let me go right down the bottom so I can just get up to speed. Okay. Rendlesham Forest, that's the one, Tony. Cheers, dude. Cambridge is opposite way to Skegness. Is it Skegness? Great Yarmouth. Not Skegness, Great Yarmouth. Yeah, because I remember typing in too. Great Yarmouth, is that down on the lower east coast of England? Yeah, I got the thumbs up from Joe Mono. Nice one. No, my wet whelps, they're the Huggies one, the baby Huggies ones, so they're just pure water. Mr. Little Genius, you've asked me that. Have I got any book recommendations in the post I did about chucking the questions out so I can do the video? And I do, yes, but you're going to have to wait for the video. I'm sorry to say. South of France, you know, I'm heading there slowly. I'm moving further south every day, and I'm going to keep on moving further south until I hit Africa, I think. Keep that to yourself though, don't tell anyone, eh? Matthew Hardy, hello. Sean Goldrick, Norfolk. Yeah, that's the one, Joe Mono. Terence is asking me if I'm plotting. I'm plotting all the time, Terence. My mind is always plotting. Wales, no, I've done Wales. I've cycled the coastal Wales in a previous life. I raised over close to £2,000 for Sustrans actually when I did my charity cycle. Gary and Taz Carroll. Scotland, yeah, it's a bit cold this time of year though, but I appreciate that. I'll have to scrapbook that in my comment section. Michael, I'm in sort of the lower south, just heading into the southeastern corner of the UK at the moment. Julie McLean, hey, good day. Great Yarmouth, yes. Well, this is it. You see, this is the thing. I've just talked myself into going because I've realised carrying this weight, it'd just be nice to lose that for a week and just be free and just go for a wander. I'm really looking forward to beachcombing this time of year. What's the weather like in Burnley, Julie? Seems like ages since I was last there. Can you imagine a live David in Rendlesham Forest and a bloody ship starts to land? With the first alien live abduction. Nigel, you're in Morocco. I was in Morocco in February this year actually. I was going to go to Bournemouth, but the train that I got on, I tapped the train to go on. I used my tap card to jump on the train, and I was going to Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth? Eastbourne. No, I was going to Eastbourne for just going to shoot down for the weekend and sleep on the beach. February, quite nice. And somebody came over the tannoy of the train and said, "This is the last stop. If you tapped on, you need to get off here to tap off." And it was it Gatwick? I think it was Gatwick Airport. I was like, fuck. Anyway, I got off. I didn't have my bike with me. Or did I have my bike with me? Yeah, I think I did have my bike with me, actually. Yeah, I did. And so I had to get off. By the time I tapped it, I couldn't get back on the train because they'd buggered off. And I was at Gatwick and I was like, oh, fuck. All right, so I went up, got myself a coffee, and just started looking at flights, thinking, what do they go for these days? And there was a real cheap flight to Morocco. And I was like, hang on a second, I can go to Morocco cheaper than what I'm going to spend in Eastbourne. So I ended up getting the train back to London. This is back when I had a storage unit, and I dumped all my stuff in the storage unit, packed a little just knapsack, shoulder bag, and I put in there some shower gloves. I put in my toothbrush, a jumper, a pair of undies, a pair of socks. I think that was it. I didn't want any check-in luggage, so I just went down and slept the night at the airport, and got the plane the next day and went to Morocco, Agadir, for a week. Which part of Morocco are you in, Nigel? GPR forever. Hey. Say hello to your mum, GPR, QPR. Yeah, I think I've been to Great Yarmouth as a kid, many moons ago. I don't really do sport, 2-pack. Never been one for those mass participation things. You're living on your yachts, bloody hell. In Morocco, it's not a bad shout, mate. Yeah, get in there. Heading south, Simon, heading south. James, it's just all automatic through the website. It does it, fills in the address, and off it pops. Ah, Jam, Julie. Jam Adventures. I haven't put milk in there, have I? Oh, I saved me milk for the morning. I don't really have a most needed thing on that wish list. It's just stuff that would make life a bit easier, especially the dry food, you know. Because at the moment I'm carrying a few of these, and they're all very nice and stuff, MREs. They're a bit bland though. Not the best flavour. What's that? That's a vegetable korma, that one. What was it actually? I sometimes think I'm the most organised person ever. I don't know what I'm looking for. Oh. I did have some Bovril. I bought some Bovril. Someone suggested drinking Bovril with pepper, and I've been doing it a lot lately. Oh, I tell you what, it's a good mix, is Bovril and pepper. 2-pack Jesus says I'm a cool nomad. I don't really consider myself a nomad. I think I'm more of a vagabond than a nomad. But thank you. Yeah, I've got a big dry bag in there I use for my clothes and stuff, and other stuff. I've only got one change of clothes though. Me pot, Mark McAllister. What pot are we referring to here? Are you talking about a utensil type pot, or the pot that grows outside in soil? Or under lights, if that's your jam. Bovril, yes. Sam Warner, you know, Bovril and pepper. Have you tried it with pepper? Somebody told me about trying it with pepper. And it is very nice. It really does warm you up really well. I'll do that, Kimberly. Yeah, if I do stop there, you guys will know because I'll probably do a live from there. I've not done a live. This is the first live I've done for a while. Headspace is just not there most of the time. But yeah, for sure. You'll have to email it to me, your UFO story, because I've got a UFO story too. I only got one, and it's legit. Happened to me when I was in, this is going to confuse a lot here, when I was in Australia. But the reason I say that is because when I was in New Zealand, I met an Australian girl and we went to live in Australia, and I was there for 5 years with her. We bought the house, did the whole, you know, the whole thing. But hence why I just mentioned Australia. BC Bud from Canada. We're going to get the Marmite versus Veggie night now, the ritual. That's an Aussie Kiwi thing. Why is there 17p at the top of there? What's going on with that? I have no idea why it says 17p. I'm getting distracted now with buttons. Right, I think I'm going to call it there. I don't know how long we've been on. I was looking for the timer. Oh, we go 45 minutes. So, thank you lot for dropping in. I appreciate every single one. If you've not subbed to the channel yet and you've enjoyed this live, please do jump over and consider subbing and catch up as well on the latest playlist, which is the my winter survival. I just dropped day 4 yesterday, so there's 4 episodes of that. I'm trying to get them about half an hour long. Day 5 will be coming this Wednesday. I'm just in the middle of editing that at the moment. And then every day after that, there's a Wednesday and a Sunday at 6 p.m. is when I'm trying to fall into a rhythm. Apparently that's what the algorithm prefers, and it seems to be working all right, because I think dropping them at 6 o'clock, when I have a look in the morning, they're normally up to about 20,000 views, so I think something's happening. The first one I did took right off. That was amazing. That's well over 300,000 views at the moment, that first one. And it's still getting the most views. It was number 14 in the UK. Fucking blown away with that. And I think I don't know why that happened with number 1 and yet not number 2. I don't know what, because all the back end information was the same. You know, the tags that you put on and the hashtags and the information, and the thumbnail's pretty much the same. I'm trying to keep the thumbnail very similar between them with the text, just so they're visually recognizable. It's an interesting process, is that, when you start looking at the analytics, but having a geeky head, sometimes I can get bogged down in that sort of information. Anyway, guys, thank you for dropping in. I'm going to get snug. I might get a bit of food in me, and check out those videos, please, and sub and like and share, all the usual guff. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.